Hey friends, it's me, Doris, and I'm here today with my friend, Reverend Dr. Denise Smartt Sears. She is well known to us in this conference. She's currently serving at GCSRW, which stands for the General Commission on the Status and Role of Women. So Denise, tell us about the General Commission on the Status and Role of Women. What do you do there?
Well, it's good to be here with you, Doris, and all our friends in the New York Annual Conference. Our role. My role there is a director of leadership development and accountability. So you might find us monitoring different events like the General Conference, Jurisdictional Conference, and our annual conferences, all to collect data that we might lay out a plan for the new year and to show incrementally how well we're doing. Our mission overall is to challenge the United Methodist Church, including the general agencies, its institutions, and connectional structures, to a continuing commitment to the full and equal representation and participation of women and girls in all levels of the church, both laity and clergy. And so as we continue to pursue our mission, it's imperative that every annual conference have a commission on the status and role of women.
Right. Very good. So we're here today really also to talk about paragraph 4, article 4, ballot number 2. This is one of the constitutional amendments we'll be voting on at annual conference. And I'd love to hear more from you about paragraph 4, article 4, ballot number 2.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
And I'm so glad you emphasized ballot number 2.
Yeah.
We understand that ballot number 1 will be around regionalization, and that is equally as important. But we're here today to talk about paragraph 4, article 2, which will be ballot number 2. So that means at this year's annual conference session, across 130 annual conferences, you will have the opportunity to vote yes to ratify the United Methodist Church's Constitution. Paragraph 4, article 4, which is ballot number 2, adds the word gender and ability to the protected categories within our Constitution. Presently, it lists categories like race and economic status, educational status, ethnic grouping, but we're forgetting to name women and girls. And we have not named people with a range of abilities. And so when we add those two words to the Constitution, we are expanding the ability for everyone to be included at the table. So it might sound weird that we need to name women, men, girls, and boys. But when we don't do that, it means that someone can deny a woman or a person with disabilities into membership in the United Methodist Church. So perhaps you were married twice, or you're divorced, or you're single. We want every woman, your daughters, your sons, your nieces, to be accepted as full members in any and every United Methodist Church. Without membership, you can't be a lay leader of the church. You can't be a lay member to the annual conference. You can't get into the candidacy process to become an ordained deacon,
right,
deaconess, or an elder in the church, which would lead to the episcopacy office. You can't run for that either.
You can't be a district superintendent. Right. You can't serve on different district. There's some places where you wouldn't be able to serve, like on conference and also district level committees or in jurisdictional committees. Yeah. Right. So this is really, so what you've lined out for us is that this is really important for our annual conference.
Right.
So these two words, adding them in, is really important for our annual conference. So now, why is this important for the New York annual conference? Of course, we want to include women and we want to include people of different abilities into our churches. Why is it important for us in the New York annual conference to vote yes on ballot number 2?
Your vote, yes, is crucial to the entire vote, right? Since it's part of the Constitution.
The entire vote across the denomination.
The whole worldwide church.
Right. Not just us, the entire United Methodist Church. Okay, keep going.
Because we want to change the Constitution, it has to be ratified, right? And that's why General Conference unanimously voted to add gender and ability, but now it has to go to every single annual conference. That means the yes votes count as well as the
no votes.
Right.
We don't want the no votes to win.
Nope.
No, we don't. Okay.
So it's a 2/3 count.
All right.
Which includes 130 annual conferences
around the world. Now, I understand that this is not the first time we voted on this particular question. So this happened when?
2016.
And how did we in the New York Annual Conference do?
Well, we didn't do very well.
We did not do very well, y'all. Why?
Why? Because we had 44 members of our annual conference vote no.
You all, come on.
We want 100% yes votes. That's every lay member to annual conference and every clergy person who's retired or active.
Right.
Your vote counts. And we don't want us to take it lightly.
Right.
A colleague of mine mentioned the other day that the room speaks volumes before any word is mentioned. And he was looking at it from the perspective of how accessible is a room.
Right.
So it points us to look at the space that we use, all the spaces that we use, whether it's worship,
right,
church meeting, an annual conference, a dining hall, all of those spaces. And so do people have access?
Right. Right.
That is the question.
And also, do people also see women in leadership around them, right? So, and we can't have women in leadership around them if we don't actually put into the concept, well, we can have women in leadership, but we want to make sure that women in leadership are able to be in leadership all around the world, in every one of our United Methodist churches around the world, right? So this is a really important vote. So we've talked about what it is. We've talked about why it's important to us. I would just say to everyone who's watching, at annual conference, make sure that you are prepared to vote yes, that you are that you register to vote, or you registered to go to annual conference, that you are prepared, you're in the bar, and you're ready to vote, right? So make a plan to vote.
That's right. You have to be in the room.
Right, you have to be in the room. So what is our big takeaway?
The importance in understanding that every person counts, especially girls and women, and people with disabilities. And I hate to say "and" because you're just adding on, like this is an add-on, and it is not an add-on.
Right.
We belong to the body of Christ, and our Constitution needs to name all of God's children, having equal space in the United Methodist Church.
Right. Our words matter. They matter. This is a really important conversation. I'm so glad you were here with us for this. And my friends, I'm so glad you were here with us too. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.